Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you all can hear me well. I hope you all can hear me well. I am driving, so it's going through the Bluetooth through the car, and I just hope you guys can hear me well. Let me make sure I'm going in the right direction. Yeah, that part. So, listen. Um, Overnight, so a story developed that involved T.I. Harris and Tiny Harris and their son King. Um, they had an altercation at a at the Falcons football game. Okay, so they were at the football game, and allegedly, Tip or somebody made a joke about King, and everybody laughed, and he didn't like it. So he went on a rampage saying that um his family don't like him. They ain't never liked him. They don't respect him. They don't love him. They don't care about him, and on and on and on. Well, with all that being said, they started making more and more cracks, and so he started to talk about, how he, stand on business, how he stand on business. And standing on business, I guess, is another um, reference for saying um, how he stands up for himself. He reps his set, or this is the kind of thing they talk about when you stand on business. He takes care of his business, period, and he stands on that. He ain't gonna step back for nobody. So he's talking to his parents, saying that he stand on business and this and that. So it got to the point to where, hey y'all, hey Corio, hey babe, I wish you could stay. But I love you. You know I love you like old folks love soft shoes. You hear me? Thanks for coming in, Mama. I gotta make you a moderator. I just don't ever do this from my computer, so I gotta make sure I do that. The next time you come in, I gotta make you a mod. So anyway, so King got upset, was saying that he stand on his business and this, that, and the other. And then so Tiny made further mockery of him by saying, and then let me say this. King also said that they talking about he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth or what have you. And King is saying, no, I wasn't born with no spoon. I ain't never ate with no silver spoon. I don't know what they're talking about. I've never eaten with a silver spoon ever before. And they were both like, Negro, all you ever ate with was a silver spoon. What are you talking about? Talking about they ain't try to keep me hidden and behind no walls. They didn't try. I was over my grandmama house. In which he loved to stay at Mama Diane's house, at Miss Diane's house, at Tiny's mom's house. And he was like even a Tam, like his grandfather that passed away, Mr. Connell. So yeah, he stayed at their house, but they said, but look, you cried to go over your grandmama house. You can even hear T.I. saying in the background, boy, you were sitting here, hold your breath and pass out until somebody took you to your grandmama house. That's why you always stayed over your grandmama house. And you went over there because Tiny used to always say to her mama, you got to stop letting King have his way. He can't have his way all the time. That's why he like being over here with you, because he can't have his way at home. So, anyway, he talked about y'all left me alone. Y'all don't like me for real. Y'all don't care nothing about me and this, that, and the other. So the next thing you know, Tiny said, I'm gonna tell you the real reason why you like to stay. I'll tell everybody the real reason why I like to stay at your grandmama's house. Y'all wanna know? And they said that's because he wanted to stay sucking on that passy until he was 12 years old, which would indicate why his teeth was like it was, his, lips and all this and that. So everybody started laughing. He said, "Oh, y'all want to talk about me being on a passy? Y'all want to talk about me being on a passy?" And he just got belligerent. And then next thing you know, I think he tried to come at his dad. He tried to come at his father. Like he tried to put his hands on his dad. Well, his dad was like, "Okay, hold on, buddy," and he collared him up. They say he collared him up like Melvin did Jody on Baby Boy. He had him in the headlock. You understand me? Hicked him up and said, "Yeah, you I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get my parents together." He collared him up like Baby Boy and said, "You can't do nothing with me. Young boy, you can't do nothing with me. You can't hang with me." That's what T.I. was saying to him when he had him in the headlock or whatever. And then he started yelling, "You gonna let him do that to me? You know I stand on business. You gonna let him stand up? You know how I roll. You know," and this and that, like he gonna get back at his dad or whatever. So she was saying, "Kid, he wasn't doing nothing. It was a joke. He was playing with you. That wasn't no joke. You should have never touched me like that," and all this and that. So he was getting ignorant, belligerent, acting real crazy or what have you. So the things that came out, like people that are replying to it are saying he's a spoiled brat. They always taking up for him. They don't never try to check him when he doing wrong. All these types of things. So in essence, they're saying like, it's T.I. and Tiny's fault that King is out there. Let me tell y'all something, people. And this I need you to know for sure. This comes from someone that has not raised one, two, but six of my own. And that is whether they came from my body or by marriage. I've raised 6 kids. And I've raised a host of other people's kids. Yes, I have. And I don't mean just kept them for a weekend. I mean kept them for months or years at a time. Fed them, clothed them, everything. Instilled values in them, took them to church, did what I could do. And guess what? Not all of them are perfect. Not all of them are perfect. That's a bunch of malarkey. When you say that, "Oh, they ain't been raised right. They ain't been raised. I would have put my hands on them." You can beat the sense out of a child. But baby, even the Bible tell you that some that's ordained to this condemnation. What does that mean? That's some of them you just not gonna be able to reach. Period. Point blank. So you can say what you want to say about T.I., about Tiny, and about anybody else. But there are going to be some of them that y'all ain't gonna be able to reach. And this is the truth. You can try your hardest. And I do not believe that they pacify him. Now I believe Tiny probably spoiled her baby a little bit. But you have seen Tip get online several times and say, "Listen, y'all ain't gotta text me no more about Talk to King. I done did that. I done whooped him. I done challenged him. We done got him help. We done did everything we could do. He determined to do what he wants to do. Period, point blank." So what does that tell you? that tells you that, hey, driving. Okay, I gotta guess here. Hold on. No sound. I ain't get no sound. Y'all can't hear me. Shoot. Y'all can't hear me. You still can't hear me. I know the sound went out for a second because I'm driving and I went through a dead zone. I apologize. But I was saying that is why the penitentiaries are so full. The juvenile detention centers are so full. The mental hospitals are full because there are some children, unfortunately, that cannot be helped. Some of them can't be saved. You can do everything you can for them. And there are some that just can't be saved. That's the group that you pray for. That's the group that that you hope and pray that they have mental health facilities and places like that to take care of those children. And those are the ones that you all you can do is put your arms around them and provide a safe space for them or what have you. But there are some kids that just not gonna get it. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much influence you have. I don't care about any of those things. Now he might say that they never done nothing for him or whatever else. But let me tell you something. He riding on his daddy's clout. He riding on his mama's clout. King wouldn't have been King Harris without T.I. Tiny. So for him to say that they ain't never done nothing for him and he don't got a silver spoon in his mouth is a bunch of bull. And yes, he is spoiled, but guess what else he is? A middle child. Dead center. Dead center. In the middle. And yes, that does happen. That does happen to middle children. I got a call. I don't know what happened, but the call didn't go through either. But at any rate, the middle child syndrome, it does. You know what I'm saying? It is something. That's a thing. That's a thing. It's where the child that's in the middle feels like that the older or the younger children always get the most attention and they get the least. And to be perfectly honest, a lot of times that is true. Not intentional, but it is true. Think about this. When you have your first child Everybody is happy, excited, and some of us are a little younger, have a little bit more time at home to spend more time, and they get a little more grooming and a little more. They're the first child, so everybody's doting over them, and everybody is anxious to see them and want to spend time with them and buying for them and doing for them. And then when you have the baby child, this your last one. So you are in a space now where you're comfortable in your career or whatever. You're comfortable in your home. You've done the things that you're gonna do. So now you got all you can to pour into your baby.